This is the OMFL.
You can't touch this.
And you're in the mix with KindaRealNate. Here's another OMFL production.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Press Pass Live. I am your man. Ooh, I'm too loud. I'm blowing you guys up. My bad. Had a little setting set wrong. My bad. Apologize for that. We're getting started off on the wrong foot, but welcome to Press Pass Live. I am your host, KindaRealNate. Thanks so much for tuning in. Again, sorry for blowing you up there, but man, we are excited about Madden 19 here in the OMFL, and we are prepping ourselves as we get ready for Season 80 here in the OMFL. Man, it has been a really great time here in the offseason as we kind of get ready for the new game. We get ready for all the new things, the new additions that Madden 19 is kind of adding to our community. It's just a really exciting time to be a part of what we're doing, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Some of my buddies had to bow out. We thought we had us a nice little setup, people ready to go, but something happened. I was a few minutes late just because life happens and things came up for our buddies and they couldn't be here. But I know that Maniac wanted to be here, D. Wayne wanted to be here, and we were just too early for Mr. Dawson. So hopefully the whole gang will be back together again when we get on a normal schedule, which should happen here in the next probably 10 days, 7 to 10 days. I'm hoping we're going to get the updates that we need and be able to get started. But it is a beautiful, what is it? It's a Thursday. I'm all thrown off my days. I've been working like crazy lately. I've been traveling a lot. It's a Thursday, but it's a beautiful Thursday here in the Big Easy of New Orleans, and we are super excited that you've tuned in today. So a lot of things I just want to start getting off right off the back. I got a little Madden 19 video that I played last night. This was a game between Savante and I. We were practicing these new all Madden sliders that have kind of come out, and that's where I want to get started today. I think a lot of the discussion has been around what are the settings that we're going to go with. And just kind of for some context, in case you're just wondering how we've kind of went along this process, Madden 18 was rough, right? It was rough for everybody. And we were an all-pro league. We kind of been a little bit of everything. So way back in the PC days, we were always an all-pro league. Just felt like all Madden. Everyone was a superstar. There were no difference between, 87 speed linebacker that was 69 overall and a 90 overall, 84 speed linebacker. There was no difference between those players. Everybody played as if they were really, really good. So we always try to stay away from those all Madden slider settings. And so early in our lifetime as the OMFL, we were just an all-pro league. And then as the game changed and took on different shapes and forms, we did move over to being an all Madden league. And it just kind of hopped around off and on depending on each game. Every game is so different. We really have been a little bit of both. And so for a couple years there, we were an all Madden league as we tried to circumvent some of the bad settings that we had. Then we went back to all-pro in Madden 18. We just felt like the game felt a little bit purer there. We felt like the players' ratings actually mattered. But all-pro in Madden 18 was so rough, and the sliders were so backwards and forwards and forwards and backwards, and this setting was actually a backwards setting. It was a difficult change for us. So much so, especially for me, that it almost came to where I was like, I'm going to hang up the controller, so to speak. This game is not very fun to play. And so for the last season of season 79 in the OMFL, we did swap over to all Madden. And though the game felt better there, it still was a tough experience for some, and some people absolutely hated it. And so there really was hate on both sides. People didn't enjoy the All-Pro, and the other opposite guys didn't enjoy All Madden. There was no happy medium. And so as we moved into Madden 19, we began to practice back on All-Pro. Give those settings a taste, to see if we like them, mess with some Operation Sports slider settings that we had found. We really felt like we had hit the nail on the head. We found some perfect slider settings that fit for our league, fit for the gameplay that we were looking for. We felt like everything was going to be a good fit. I took off on a work trip, just got back, and it seemed that the new Madden 19 update had came out. And it seemed like they had fixed some things on All Madden. And so the NBC who is here, plus some other like chats that I'm a part of, those guys usually play their leagues on All Madden. And the consensus was that, hey, All Madden actually is playing really, really good, almost at default. Now, I found All Pro at almost default played really, really well. Some people didn't like the interactions between DBs and receivers and like the way they played some of the zone. There's a lot of complaints in All Pro that guys were just letting receivers run open and not really guarding them. And so people were saying, the rumors were that All Madden felt good. So we did. We switched over the Test CFM over to All Madden with a slider set that we had found. And I'm going to make some adjustments here today on it. But some really interesting things have happened. Some really neat interactions. I'm going to be honest, as a commissioner, I've been doing this now for over 20 years. Man, we've seen some stuff. I've seen some really interesting characters out there. There's always this really weird interaction. I think that at the end of the day, right, we're not hanging out together. We don't physically get to see each other. Every now and then, right, I'll get to talk to some of these guys on voice. We have voice chats in all of our league for that very reason. We want guys to use the voice. But these weird interactions begin to happen where guys just kind of put their feet in the sand. They're just like, no, I'm not going All Madden. If you go All Madden, I'm going to retire or I'm going to quit. I hate it. Like, without even playing a test game, without even giving it an opportunity, like, I already started getting feedback that they were against it. And that's just weird to me. Like, that's why we have a test CFM. This doesn't count. It doesn't matter. Like, why not just get in there and test some stuff and just see how it feels without any, like, described, ideas of what it's going to be like and just, like, see what it feels like. If it doesn't feel good, we'll go back. We have All Pro. Like, we have those settings. They're set. We know what they're like. We're good there. Why not test All Madden for another, 5-6 days as we wait for this last roster update to come out? And so, yeah, I'm hearing again already like the reverse comments. A few guys love it already. They've already said that running feels better. The defense is better. Defense is always going to be better early in the game as we figure this game out. The offenses will come around. The defenses will have the upper hand just to start with. But the game feels really good on All Madden. And this is not coming from somebody that's not an All Madden fan. I do feel like whatever they've kind of changed with the slider settings we have that do need some tweaking, they're not set. Really good All-Pro players play like All-Pro players. In this test game that you're watching, Aaron Donald had 3 sacks on his own CPU. He played like a stud, and he abused, some players in front of him. Kamara had a really great game. He felt like he was a star player. My defensive backs, right, made the picks and the plays that they should have made. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it's tough, but you'll get the timing down. You'll learn how to play this game on offense. The offenses will come around. And then we also had like at least the 2 games I've heard about on All Madden, 2 like real different games. So this was like a 7-7 game that went into overtime. Saints won with a touchdown drive at the very end with a pass interference call in the end zone. It was like a fun game. This was a really fun game. Even though I threw a ton of picks, I was held under 100 yards passing. It was dumb. I couldn't complete a pass to save my life. It felt real. It felt like it was supposed to feel. And a lot of the issues were on me, right? And so I don't know. I hope that guys give this the opportunity to test it and don't go in it knowing, oh, I'm going to hate this game. I hate All Madden. All Madden's not what it is. I just hope that we at least give it an opportunity because at the end of the day, we need to find the best settings possible. And if that means that All Madden has actually fixed where not every player is a superstar player and speed isn't the only, mattering factor, then why would we not go All Pro? I mean, All Madden. I apologize. right? But if all pro is that fit, then we'll go all pro. I just don't. Two things. I hate hearing, oh, it's hard, so I don't want to do it. And I hate, like, one of the biggest complaints I hate was about the kicking meter, because you don't have a line anymore. Sorry, like, learn how to kick without a line. Like, grow your Madden skills. We're too established of a league to not have guys who are willing to grow and stretch themselves. It shouldn't be plug and play. It shouldn't be the exact same, what worked last year is going to work this year. I had to think through this game. I had to try different things. I had to strategize. I had to try new positions. I had to try different plays. And I think guys need to do that, right? If we're going to be a league in the OMFL where we really step up our game, then I really think that growing our Madden skills is going to be a part of that. And just because it's hard, I don't have a heart because guys say they're going to lose or it's hard. Like, you're talking to a guy who last season or last Madden had like two or three, maybe like 3 to 6 win seasons. Like, I was terrible last Madden. I couldn't figure the game out. I couldn't build the right team to fit me. I struggled constantly. Get over it. Like, you'll get another season. You're going to get to play more games. At the end of the day, is the game fun? And I was disappointed hearing that guys wouldn't even give it an opportunity. And I really, I'm encouraging you, give it an opportunity. We got 4 to 6 days here to make a decision. I'm hoping that we can kick the league off next Friday in the preseason. We'll play a couple preseason games. Yes, we're going to ask you to play them. I don't want to play preseason games. It's the first season. Just play the stupid preseason games so we can get some stats to look at. We can get a good feel of what needs to be adjusted as we roll into Season 1. Because after we start Season 1, unless there's like this really massive thing that comes out, we're going to stay with Season 1 all the way through until we get the end and we can see some stats and make some adjustments from Season 1 and then hopefully be set as we go into Season 2. There's still some things I hear that they may fix. I think cover 4 is one of those things that are going to need to be adjusted and fixed. And so, I wouldn't be shocked if there's at least one more update that comes out. But I like how this played. Kicking matters. Kicking games. Special teams matter in Madden 19. And, man, that feels good for a change. I'm expecting to see several return touchdowns with the new game, the new rules around special teams. There's just a lot of really good things that can come out of this. And so I'm hoping that guys give it a chance, give it an opportunity, and that we really see if this is what we need to do. On the surface, they both feel good. I've only got one game in with All Madden. It needs a ton more testing. But, man, running felt really realistic. If there was a hole there and you hit it right, like, it felt good. The defense played well. And, yeah, I sucked with Drew Brees, and I had a lot of drops, and I think that's where it needs to be adjusted, especially around the drop situation. But overall, it felt really, really good. It felt like the thing that we may need to go with. But, again, that's a super early call, and that call is not going to be made with just me. We're really going to look at all your feedback and get your feedback. Again, I just don't want to see us making a call before we even touch the game. This was a nice run by Kamari, breaks through a tackle. He did fumble it, but it was reviewed, and he was not fumbled. He was down. It just was a fun game and felt good. So another thing I've noticed about these games in Madden 19 is that it seems that the first half flies by. Like, you blink, and you're done with the first half. But then the second half, drags on. I don't know if that's just the way my games are playing out or if anybody else is picking up on that feeling. But it definitely does have that feel that the first half blows by and the second half kind of grinds out. All Pro, I think we're set. If we end up going that route, I think that we've got some good settings. I think that we found the right mixture with fumbles and injuries and fatigue and speed and all that stuff. It felt pretty good. Again, I think All Madden plays a little bit quicker, not faster, so to speak, but just a little bit quicker. It's just the best word I could use. It just felt, it just felt really good. Like, if you made the right reads and you made the right plays and you called the right plays, you're going to get the payoff. If you didn't, then you won't. So DBs made lots of really cool plays. There was a lot of really great interactions. So yeah, I hope that guys enjoy it. And we'll give it a shot, and we'll see. And I'll make some adjustments as soon as this Press Pass Live is over. As we kind of turn our attentions, we look into what Season 80 is going to bring. There's been a lot of movement. Even when I left earlier this week, there's a ton of movement around team ownership and just like what teams guys were taking over. We had, unfortunately, the guy that was in our Legends game, Mo, who were the Vikings. He had this great opportunity where he's going to get to travel the world, but that just means he's not going to be able to play any leagues anymore. And so he retired, which left us an open team, which people moved around a little bit, and then Savante took the open team. What's up, Dan Trax? Thanks for tuning into the show, buddy. But yeah, it's again, I should just say that since I'm on the talk of ownership changes. Anthrax is rejoined the OMFL2. We're super pumped about that. I hope it works with his schedule. I know that he's just been so busy with his new job. Really hoping that this works out, though, because he's just a great addition to our community, and I'm glad that we were able to get him a team. The OMFL2 seems like it's almost full. I think we have 9 teams that are left open. We are making a push to get them full. The OMFL Coach Mode has also got some open teams. They're pretty wide open. They're pretty limited right now. A bunch of guys have decided to walk away. This happens every Madden. The new game comes out. Guys want to join 50 leagues. Right? They're all going to grow, and then they're going to shrink down a little bit. We'll probably settle in somewhere in October, late October, early November. You'll start to get your core of who you're going to have. So hopefully the OMFL2 will stay super full. And if guys, as you get time, check out the OMFL Coach Mode. You just become a coach. You build your team. You select the plays. You hike the ball, and then the computer actually plays it out. It's actually a really, really fun mode. I would play there if I had time. Just with the OMFL, with the whole community as big as it is now, I literally just don't have any time at all. So as we kind of turn our attention and we get ready for the new season, man, there's going to be a lot of power shakeups. The AFC, I think, is going to be the most interesting. It is a division, a conference, I should say, that has been owned by some of the top dogs. And so teams like Cincyberg have pretty much owned that whole conference. And now that the power has shifted and guys have kind of moved around, I think you're going to see completely different power come out of the AFC, especially around Dwayne going over there. I mean, you got a powerhouse from the NFC that was always number 1, number 2 seed. I don't know if he ever was less than 2 seed. He's now moved over to the AFC. He's got a team he's got to rebuild. It's going to be a much different team than what he had in Atlanta. But look, Dwayne knows how to make things happen. He'll make the right trades to fit his team, and he's going to make some plays. That's really going to shift that power over to the AFC. It's going to make the NFC really interesting because you do add some other players that moved around. Maniac is now in the South. D-Money has moved over from the AFC to the NFC. He's going to be here for an entire Madden now. I mean, that dude is one of the top 3 players in this league. That's really going to shift the power. You still got Mo there with the Seahawks, and look, Mo proved in that Legends game he still has what it takes, and he's still going to be one of the top guys there in the NFC. So to me, it's going to be really interesting to see how some of these teams play out. I think the 49ers are going to be a really fun team. I think of that defense, especially because the defense has such a head start, so to speak, here in this early Madden. That defense, that young, that speed, that defensive line, defensive tackles are really, one would almost say, overpowered here in Madden 19. And San Francisco's got some good ones. He's got good linebackers. He's got playmakers. He's got the quarterback. He's got some good running backs, some decent receivers, really good tight end, fullback. It's going to be a really fun team to watch. I know he's got to contend with Mo in the Seahawks. That's going to hurt him a little bit. I think the Rams would be a fun team. I know that Crazy didn't have the type of record that he wish he had in Madden 18, but man, his team is loaded, and I think he's going to be very similar to how Dwayne was with the Falcons. And I don't, that's not like an underhanded slap. Dwayne knows he's my brother. I love him to death. I just mean like there were some things that Dwayne didn't have to really worry about because his team was just that good. So running backs for Dwayne were already kind of set, ready to go. That offensive line, he already had some playmakers on defense, and that really fit his style. I think what Crazy be like, that defensive line is going to be stout. It's only going to be stout for a little bit. He's got some decisions there to make with Sub being older, Donald up for a contract. But overall, like, D-line is set. Like, he's got some playmakers there. He's got speed at the linebacker position. He's got 2 stud shutdown cornerbacks. Again, a little older, and so he's not going to have them for a long time. He's going to have to make some decisions there. But the Rams would be a fun team to watch. The Buccaneers with Maniac going over there could be dangerous, like really dangerous. I mean, Maniac is a great player. He knows how to build a team, and he's taken over a team with a young quarterback, a good running back, a stud speed-filled defense. That's going to be a dangerous proposition. D-Money with the Falcons. The Vikings are going to be a team that people have to worry about. The Packers should be another team that guys are going to have to keep their eye on. And look, you can't really count out Outlaw. Like, Outlaw, I know he had a lot of those sim wins in that last season, but you can't take it away from him. He played better. And he started to figure that game out. He really built a great defense. And he's getting a Chicago team that's going to have a great defense already, a young quarterback, a very good running back. He's going to have to figure out some things on the defensive back type situation, the wide receiver situation, but he's got some tools to play with there. He's going to have some great speed safeties and Amos. That's going to be another fun team. Kind of looking back at the AFC, I'm forgetting exactly where everybody has fallen, but I expect Jennings to be really good with the Steelers. I expect Shots fan and those Chiefs. He's going to have that young quarterback, a young speed-filled team. He might be able to make some noise and some plays. You can never count out the Patriots and what they're going to be able to do with Tom Brady. Another team that just out of the box is going to be really good. Older, some salary cap issues there, but overall it's going to be a really, really good team. So this was a fun play where Kamara broke through a couple tackles and kind of broke away a long run. It just was really fun. Felt good. But overall, it's going to be interesting to see where the power lays here in the OMFL. We're kind of trying to get some discussions going about revamping our Daddy Leagues page. I love what we did last year, but I like to just update it every year. Maybe go a little bit simpler this year, even though we kind of had that like over-the-top overlay, outlay, whatever you want to call it, website for Daddy Leagues. Daddy Leagues is making some changes, and I think we're going to get with our guy and really try to do something. It's a little bit cleaner, a little bit simpler, but still like sets us apart and looks really good. I think another thing that I also want to talk about today is that we are looking at all of our rules. Look, I think that this is going to be fluid for the first season or two as we learn this game. There are definitely some glitchy plays. We have to look at the 2 running back shotgun formation situation. We have to look at wheel routes. I hear that wheel routes. Again, I kind of go back and forth, though. I think it's easy to make these jump statements of wheel routes are broken and they're overpowered. Oh, my God, we got to ban them. And it's like, well, no, you called a man defense and you hit a speedy running back on a linebacker with no coverage skills. Yeah, you should be beat that play. Yeah. And in the OMFL, again, guys shouldn't be running 6 wheel routes a game. Like, that's like a 2-3 play tops that you should be calling that. And so if guys are leaning on something, that's a totally different conversation and subject than this play's overpowered and should be taken out. But we will look at all of the rules. We'll look at just kind of everything. Like, how can we simplify and what needs to be added, right? Are there things that need to be added? I ran some quarterback sneaks. I ran some like short running back plays. Sometimes they're blown up, sometimes they're not. Drew Brees does fall into the end zone to win this game in overtime. So, again, I think some of these plays we're going to be able to remove from the rule book because the game has changed. And we need to adjust and we need to kind of flow with the game. And at the same time, like if they're fixing legacy issues, we don't need rules for legacy issues if they're fixed in the game, right? And so, I don't want a 50-page rule book just for the sake of having a rule book, and because we've always had that. We need to make sure that we have the right things in our playbook and our rule book. So we are, looking at everything. We need your feedback. We want to hear your feedback. Again, just kind of encourage you, if you leave feedback in the chat, that's useless. I don't have time to go back and read 75,000 messages and scroll up. I don't have that kind of time. It needs to be left in the thread. No one's really posting there. Very few of you are posting there. There's a thread for your feedback. And so if you don't tell us, what you need, what you want to see, it's going to be really difficult for us to be able to make those adjustments. But I do hope, again, that you guys give Madden 19 and all Madden settings a chance and opportunity. I'm going to make some adjustments. I got to get the GFW show wrapped up today, but I will be looking to play some games tonight. I do leave for Miami in the morning, but when I get back, hopefully we'll be set. Hopefully we'll have it all figured out. We can get started in our new Season 80 as we get ready for Madden 19. So the other really big announcement that came out this week was the addition of the TFL, the Football League. We're still working on a logo for those guys. I got to get their forums wrapped up. Maybe today, maybe not today. It might be something that has to wait till tomorrow. But it's going to be a new edition of a brand new league here. We're kind of still, we're in like the dating phase right now. We're still getting to know each other. They approached us. It was something that they just came to us and said, hey, we heard about what you guys are doing. What's it all about? I kind of gave up my vision. I kind of gave them, an idea of who we are and what we do, and they seem to dig it. And so we'll see if they fit. I think that they'll fit. They've been really good guys so far, and so I'm really excited about adding just another Madden community to our larger community. It gives us greater access to guys that want to play other games, that we can build the other leagues. The Wrestling League is still going very, very strong. We can build the H1Z1 League, the Call of Duty, the Fortnite group. Golf Cup 3 is coming out here soon. I know that group is starting to get some more attention as we continue to grow that a little bit. So yeah, just there's a lot of really great things that are happening in our community, and I'm excited about adding them here. So make sure that you guys welcome them, show them around the place, keep them out of the master bedroom, please. I want to keep that thing for off limits, but have some fun. Get to know those guys, man, and just let's show them what we're all about. And the thing I love about this community is we truly are brotherhood over wins, and we truly have built something special here, and I super do appreciate it and appreciate everybody that's here. I was really hoping that we'd have the other guys on because I was ready to talk shop with those guys and hear their input, but they were not going to be able to join me, and I'm not going to sit here and just make up stuff to ramble on about. I am super excited. We are right on the cusp of starting for Season 80. I will be out this week. I leave on Friday. I'll return on Tuesday night. I'll be able to have a little bit more time on this trip to be around at night. But look, get those test games in. When I come back, we'll fire up Season 80 on whatever decision that we've made. It looks like free agency, just for a heads up in the OMFL, free agency is going to be like a normal free agent period after an off season. So it will be, I don't like using this word because it's not a good fit, but a free-for-all, but not a free-for-all, right? You still got to submit a waiver claim, how much money you want to pay that guy. It will be awarded to the guy who offers the most money. They'll all be one-year deals. We also have to make the imports. That's just going to take time. So that the new CFM will come out the second that the roster update is out. We're not going to invite anybody. We're going to just invite the board. We're going to get the imports done, get the free agency ready to go. You'll have to submit a waiver wire. We'll close those claims in 24 hours, send out the winners. You only get 5 per, so you're going to have to take what you get, right? We're going to give you the big roster, the big 75-man roster. You have to make your decisions and then see what you can do with your team. So that's kind of the decision that we made. It was kind of a split decision, which means it ends up being my call, and that's the call that we're going to go with. But again, I'm just really, really excited about getting started and getting going. The other big change, and kind of the last thing that I'll make an announcement before we wrap up the show here, is we're going to add some new additions here to Press Pass Live. So Press Pass Live has just historically been an OMFL show. I created it many, many years ago. We are on like show 102, 103, 104, somewhere in there. And so this has happened over many, many years. It was like something we do once a month, and then it's just kind of snowballed. Now we do this every single week, at least we attempt to. One of the additions, though, that I want to do and add to the community, is that we have other leagues here. We now have the TFL, we got the Madden Ballers Club, we got the OMFL too. And so I'm going to set apart little segments, little 5-minute segments for little updates. And so we're going to be reaching out to Chaotic in the OMFL 2, Putty T in the NBC, and Bloop in the TFL, just asking for like quick blurbs, like 3 quick blurbs. What are 3 really quick things that we could say about your league? So you're not only going to get a taste of the OMFL, but we can also expand Press Pass Live and be something that all the other leagues also want to give a listen to, not only to hear about the OMFL, but also to hear about their league and to kind of hear about their updates. So that's a little addition that we're going to try. We're going to give it a try, see if we like it, see if it fits, and see if it fits what we're trying to do. I'm hoping that it will be. And also, we've announced this several times, but we will be trying to find some times where we can live stream live commentary like we did for the Legends game, like 7 to 10 games this season. It's a pretty big commitment. I don't know that I can make it, but we're going to try. And that's all we really can do is give it a try. And you need to support Maniac's podcast, man. He's putting in so much work. And I just want to acknowledge that. I see you, Maniac, and I appreciate you. But, man, give a listen to Maniac's podcast. He has the new one out that's kind of like the OMFL radio show like we used to get way back in like Madden 09 or whatever, that Madden 07, where we had that like in-game radio show where he's doing something just like that. The first one that came out was like over the top good. It got deleted on accident. He had to redo it. I'm not in love with the longer one. I like that little like 12-minute sessions that he did, like 30-second bloops. He had those little things. It just was perfect. I hope he continues that because it is a big, big addition here to the community. And I hope that you guys support that and recognize like how much work and prep goes into those things and goes into all of these shows and all of the content that we try to put out there for you. I will be trying to bring back the OMFL Hot Seat. I know that was a really, really big addition to what we're doing. Thanks for that, Mr. Sellout. Yeah, I don't know why you feel like just being a jerk for being a jerk. But anyway, for those of you who are just like not watching the YouTube or watching this later, some dudes just got to come on and try to be a big guy on the internet. So whatever floats your boat, Mr. Sellout. It's a perfect fitting name for you. But either way, those are like the new additions that we're doing here in the OMFL, and I hope that you guys enjoy them. A lot of really big things that we're trying to do is we just continue to give you enough content to keep you engaged and give you something to look forward to. So welcome in the new guys in the TFL. Make sure that you look around the forums and get ready, as we just need some test games with all Madden, see how we like it, and see what kind of settings adjustments we need to make, and then we'll just kind of make a decision from your feedback whether we're going to go all pro, all Madden, what slider adjustments that we need to make, and it should be really, really good. So hopefully by the time we have our next show, we'll have Dwayne, we'll have Dawson, and of course Maniac all back on the show, and all 3 of us will talk OMFL season 80, maybe even give some predictions. Hopefully we'll do that show next weekend, right as we kind of move into the preseason for season 80. So I hope that you guys enjoy it. Hope you've enjoyed the show. Let's hear your feedback. I want to hear exactly what you guys are thinking, and we'll see you next time. So make sure you hit the like, subscribe, share some of this for us. Help us out here. If you're new here, if you're like the TFL guys or the NBC guys, we sure appreciate your support. This is kind of what this community is all about. And yeah, we'll see you next time. So God bless. We'll see you.
This is the